So I was just looking on my YouTube feed just a little bit ago, and apparently, from what I see, look at this. Apparently there's a new trailer for the new Lord of the Rings show. The last trailer just came out about a week ago. Man, they're getting a little bold right now. Didn't think I'd have to react this soon. Well, we'll see where we're going, because apparently Comic-Con is going on. Who's actually going to Comic-Con anymore? Well, anyway, let's just see what this is like. And already it's getting disliked. I really wonder if I could avoid copyright, maybe lowering the volume or something, but jeez, I hate all this copyright bullcrap. I swear copyright claims and stuff like that is just like a way for big corporations like YouTube and Amazon to just cudgel the little people like just me or whoever, so that they can silence us from ever saying anything bad about their products, because that's what they tried doing with the dislike bar, but we overcame that with our return to YouTube dislike tool. So anyway, let's just see what this goes on. Let's just see what we've got here now. It's an actual trailer, not a teaser.
We thought the war at last was ended.
Okay, just a big
Today,
palace.
Our days of peace begin.
We thought our joys would be unending. We thought our light would never dim.
The skies are strange.
I'm just putting on the subtitles just so like, I'm not usually too critical about dialogue, but there's a lot of lines that I didn't really pick up on the last trailer. I might bring that other one up just to make comparisons, but anyway, I'm just putting that on. The skies are strange. Yeah.
It is here, Galadriel. The moment we feared.
I wish I could make more comments about some of this stuff, because I am not very much of a... I am very minuscule of a Tolkien expert. I love the movies, but I've read the books a few times, and it's been a while. I'm not very well caught up on lore, so I can't really critique everything that's wrong with it, but I'll just see what I do. I mean, it looks pretty, like the...
Sleep. It waits.
Beyond the darkness, tempting shadow to bury us all beneath the mountain.
What's she covered in?
There's no one there.
Cheeto dust? That's what Nerdrotic says. Where is he?
Have you heard of him, lad? Have you heard of Sauron?
I don't know if I've heard of you, because I think this is supposed to be an original character. Some of the weird spider fingers.
If the evil rising is left unchecked, it will take us all. Find the light, and the shadow will not find you.
Together we can survive this.
What was that, Daenerys? That sounded like Daenerys. Now, Bezos says he wants his own Game of Thrones, but I didn't think he'd mean that literally.
Must decide who we shall be.
There can be no trust between hammer and rock. Eventually, one or the other must surely break.
That looked really cheesy. Like, did that guy have any gravity, like, when he pulled it toward him?
You have been told many lies of Middle-earth.
Okay, yeah. Like, what lies? What was it? Some horror movie? Okay, Balrog. I don't think there were any Balrogs shown in the Second Age, but what do I know? Apparently the two showrunners who have like only one film credit to their names, know so much more than people who've been studying this Tolkien's world for decades. You know, and that's yet again just just another basic trailer. Like, what am I just supposed to say to that? It's just a bunch of generic, like, all the dialogue just seems like generic trailer drivel that you hear in pretty much every other big budget trailer for movies, and it just doesn't really mean anything, because the stuff they're adapting is not really a novel per se. It's just like appendices from Tolkien, like Lord of the Rings and such. They don't have the rights to Silmarillion or any of the other stuff from like the book of the history of Middle Earth. They're just making it up as they go, which is not the case when Peter Jackson made his movies. He took a lot of the dialogue straight from the books and put it in his movie. And just a lot of this just, I mean, if I just see this as it is, it's just, I just find it okay, but none of this stuff is based off of anything that Tolkien properly wrote. It's just like history that's briefly explained in like either exposition in the actual books or just like mainly the appendices in the Silmarillion, where it's just like talked about as a brief history aside, and and they're also just making up a ton of this stuff. Like a lot of these characters, like from what I hear, I think this kid is supposed to be like, he's a made up character solely for the show. So that's good. Just making up your own characters, ignore the ones that exist. What could go wrong? Because I'm sure you can do better than Tolkien. Like, the creators say that we're going to write the story that Tolkien never made. Yeah, the hubris of these people. Like, like, this dialogue is like, we thought our joys would be unending, our light would never dim. That's just trailer talk. You don't... Is that going to actually be in the trailer? It's just not much I can say to all this. It's just like, again, like the Peter Jackson movies from 20 years ago. That feels so weird thinking about that. They're all based off like you just see the story come to life, and this is just like them making up their own story and just like, you know, whatever. And also, couldn't they have consulted with some of the people who worked on the Jackson movies to actually make it look somewhat similar to what they had? Because I know they didn't do too much. The stuff that they showed when the heroes, the alliance between elves and men were fighting Sauron, that was just used as a prologue for the first movie. But there's still a visual tone set for it. Like, none of this just looks the same. Like, this doesn't look Tolkien-esque. This doesn't look like Tolkien. This looks like some other... This just looks like some generic fantasy. I don't know how much else I can say to all this. Like, look at this. Like, where's the gravity on this guy? He looks like he's flying through the air like he's in the Matrix. You've been told many lies of Middle-earth. That's basically the same thing. That's something I miss. I don't really comment on a lot of the dialogue for stuff like this. And so I usually tend to miss out on this kind of stuff. I definitely miss out on the hidden meanings behind it all. Like, this is the last trailer that came out some time ago. Holy crap. Look at that. Is that real or is it not? I don't know. Not sure if the return YouTube dislikes feature is very accurate, but like in the last video they say the past is dead. We either move forward or we die with it. You know, just let the past die. Kill it if you have to. I'm pretty sure there wasn't any sort of similarities between those two. Like, geez, everything is just Marxist. Everything's just taking over with this radical far left agenda, and it's so like, what lies are we being told? Like, I could say so much about like the race swapping and all the made up characters and all this stuff that clearly never happened, like this weird Cheeto dust that's put on everyone. Honestly, I'm not that much of a Tolkien expert. If you want to see stuff like that, just watch something like a Nerdrotic video on the subject. But yeah, this is going to be a train wreck. I feel like I'm just going to use this channel to just react to Lord of the Rings stuff now, but yeah, I don't know how much I'm gonna get noticed because YouTube likes to play big. It likes to play ball with the big corporations to silence any dissent. But yeah, it's just generic. It's just generic drivel yet again. I wonder what I'm gonna say for when the show actually comes out in September. We'll see. So, anyway, we'll see you guys when that comes out. So take care.